tonight is I'm going to talk about how we got to where we are with the election on the horizon this coming Tuesday. The current council and mayor took office in November of 2008. In December, actually on December 8th, we decided that the council decided that we wanted to discuss and create a committee to look at professional management and was it right for the city of Vestavia Hills. Mayor Scotty McCallum before had come up with the idea and had wanted to pursue it, but the council thought that it was really needed to be studied at first. We got a wide range of folks from all different parts of the city. It was chaired by Mark Hess, who lives in Cahaba Heights. He's a lawyer and was a very active member of the Cahaba Heights annexation. Shirley Newman, who's here tonight, is a member of the library board. She lives in Liberty Park and was also one of the grant writers, along with Mary Lee Rice, for our new library. Ann Boston, who is the chair of the beautification board. Lisa Christopher, who is a graduate of Leadership Vestavia Hills, former president of the Chamber of Commerce. David Woodruff, who is a lawyer with Energen and former president of the school board, and of course myself. I was the council member on the committee. In the committees was asked a question, and I'd like to read that question to you. Vestavia Hills City Council question. The mayor, city council, form of government has served Vestavia Hills well over the course of its 50-plus years as a municipality. Because of the city's growth in scope and complexity, the responsibilities of governance have greatly increased, as have the importance of competent management. A bright future for Vestavia Hills depends on both strong political leadership and strong managerial experience. The election of a mayor and city council does not necessarily assure highly skilled administrative expertise. The question to answer is whether or not the day-to-day management of the city by an appointed professional administrator will enhance the efficiency, effectiveness, and consistency in the delivery of public services. The committee was given a charge to answer this question, and we were given a deadline of April 2009, which we met. We went forth and looked at three forms of professional management, them being city administrator, the council manager form of government, and also the mayor council manager form of government. These are the three forms of government at the time were allowed by law. The city administrator is an administrator who is appointed by the mayor, and this makes it more of a political position and not really an elected one. And it doesn't. The committee didn't feel like this is really the avenue that we wanted the city of Vestavia Hills to move forward with. The council manager form of government, as Mary Lee has already made mention, cities such as Anniston, Auburn, Brundage, Dothan, Phoenix City, and Tuskegee, to name a few, are current places where they have that form of government. We went and visited with Auburn and Charlie Dugan, who's the city manager there. And the one issue that we found was that by law, you have to go into districts in this form of government. As we've seen in the county, districts probably aren't the best way to go. So we took that and we thought this was a fantastic model, but going into districts really wasn't the way that we needed to go. The last was the mayor council manager form of government, which is like Mountain Brook and Fairhope. Mountain Brook runs very well with an elected mayor and 5 council members. It runs well, but it all depends on the efficiency of not only the city manager, but also the mayor not coming in and setting aside the manager, as he can do because he is the executive by law, and putting the the city manager to the side and saying, sit here, I'll call on you if I need you. The committee met and gave its report to the council in April, and unanimously said that a mayor, council, manager form of government was the way that the city of Vestavia Hills needed to go. Now granted, there were three choices at the time. And in not too many months after that, David Carrington called the former members of the committee back together and said, how about we have a fourth choice? And so he discussed what we have proposed here today as a council manager form of government with a mayor at large and 4 council members at large with an appointed city manager. All the committee members agreed and have given their support and have written letters of support as individual members of that committee. After this report and what had to go on next was we made very many presentations to Rotary clubs, to Leadership Vestavia Hills, and to a number of other clubs to put the word out. There were a number of forums that we did last December, along with the burglaries that were going on. We also did forums in Vestavia, Old Vestavia, Cahaba Heights, and here in Liberty Park, actually in this room, I believe. Trying to put the word out, making sure that everybody was educated like we're doing now. What had to go on next after all the information is we had to have legislation, and we asked our legislators to go forth and put forth a bill that would allow Vestavia Hills to specifically go out and ask for permission to go and have an election to go to this specific form of government. In April, it passed through the House and Senate, and the Act provides for, just like I've made mention of, and Mary Lee has, that we will have an elected mayor who will also serve as the council president, and 4 city council persons, all elected at large. Once this passes, once we got this through the legislature, it had to go to the Department of Justice. And that was just to make sure that we weren't discriminating against anybody, and this was all fair and everything was above board. The Department of Justice passed this through in June or July, and so we are finding ourselves here where we're making sure that we inform the citizens and make sure that everybody gets out and votes. Thank you.